Uy, si Kuya Mark ito. You're right on time for another day of learning and laughter in the world of autos and tech. Tara, biyahe tayo!
Magandang araw. This is Kuya Mark, your other mentor. Welcome to another episode of Kuya Mark's video podcast. And today, we're fortunate to have another startup founder as a guest, for this interview. And he's no other than my co-founder at AutoServed. So full disclosure, he is a good friend of mine. And so we'll be gentle now because of discussion natin today. Let's welcome AutoServed's co-founder and CEO, Mr. Kevin Abalos. Kevin, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. My name is Kevin and I'm the co-founder of AutoServed and owner of Holding Point. Thanks for having me.
You joined me in starting AutoServed way back. How has the journey been so far for you?
I think it's 4 years already.
Right.
Yes. First we met at Founder Institute, right? Yeah, because we wanted to learn how to do a startup. So far, the journey has been endless learning, really. I've grown my circle in the startup community.
Yeah, and starting this year, I turned over the helm of AutoServed to Kevin because there's quite a lot of my plate. And he so graciously took on the responsibility naman. How can you share some insights into challenges and opportunities you encountered as a co-founder?
So when you're in a startup, we will wear many hats, even if you're just an employee.
I think one of the things that I've learned working with you for the last 4 years was the discipline and the consistency to just keep at it, and in a journey, when you started the company, before of course joining AutoServed, you already had a running business, you have an additional brick-and-mortar business. What has been the proudest accomplishment you think had so far in your entrepreneurial journey?
Is it corny if I say it's personal growth?
Yeah, sure.
I think it motivated me to be better overall, better in health, better at socializing, building better habits. And these are the results of me trying to be better every day, with continuous learning, reading books, watching educational short videos, etc.
I think a couple of years back, we worked together in putting together an event on Father's Day with JCI. Can you tell me more about that?
JCI is a great organization to join. They're training young leaders.
How did you take those learnings from organizing such a big event or from a chapter of JCI into running your businesses, including your startup?
My project was called Drive with Dad. It's a Father's Day car show that was held last year, and Mark was gracious enough to sponsor and contribute to the fundraising. I did learn a lot about my organizational skills and about my leadership skills. I learned about my flaws and what can I improve on, and these things that today I'm a mentor for this year's Drive with That. So I'm applying what I learned, my mistakes. We're gonna make sure that won't happen this year, etc. It will be again on this year's Father's Day weekend, June 17 to 18 at Marquee Mall.
One of the I think challenge in putting a successful startup is finding that right combination of team that will compose your team. What's been your experience so far in terms of the importance of leadership in making sure that the team work cohesively as a group, aiming for that shared goal?
One of the most, if not the most important, is trust. You have to be able to trust your team, your partners, etc., colleagues. You guys are building a company. So you all have to work together. What I like about our interaction, Mark, is we can challenge our ideas. We're not so in love with our ideas and we challenge each other. We actually help each other with our ideas. Now we can challenge each other like in a healthy way. Unlike they will undermine you like
Yeah.
that.
Putting the interest of the company above ourselves, about our interests, about our own credits, about our own personal tendencies, if you make it the theory. We always go to the way of where the solution is leading us. For a long time, we work with different developers. We work with a lot of different teams to help us get to our product. And then until the point that we reach now, okay, it's no longer working for us. So what's the best other way to make this work? And until, of course, we were tapped by what the VC-backed company in India, who essentially has the same idea as us. No? And so we leverage on that connection, we leverage on that relationship, and we were able to essentially do our own leadership development at the expense of our clients. What did you think of that?
You have to be lean with the startup.
Yeah.
And,
Sure.
you can't just throw money at every problem. And I think that's the advantage if you're cash strapped. You'll find optimal ways to achieve the results that you want.
Yeah. With our setup, we were able to manage, evaluate our ideas, whether this is something that's going to work in the market. Like, for example, for a one time, we thought B2B is the way to go. Diba? So we tried that way and we realized not every shop would be interested to invest money in this kind of system.
Yeah.
And so we're trying to pivot into going with the platform way. Diba? And I think it leads back to your point about that being attached to the solution or to the product that we are developing to the market. And I think one of the things again is, we take our time, diba? We take our time to really get us to where we want to be, as opposed to spending a lot of money into the fake growth and fake market acceptance. Diba? What do you think?
Have you heard about the incident where from JP Morgan?
Right.
So basically the founder faked the growth until they were acquired. Now I believe JP Morgan is suing the founder for fraud, something like that.
And siguro what adds doon sa formula that the two of us are working in is that we're both coming from traditional brick and mortar business ownership, diba? And then nag-aaral tayo ng parang reconciliation, yung startup setup business. And then we're coming from traditional brick and mortar business setup. So nag-aaral tayo ng reconciliation. Ano ba yung practical, diba? What's the practical way of approaching things na without spending money unnecessarily? Especially money we don't have. Or we don't have a lot of, diba? And siguro 4 years later since we started the company, we're still here. Thank God we're still here. And we continue to serve our customers, diba? What I think more importantly is that we are not burning as much had we pursued the way where we started it.
I was also wondering why we're getting an office before. No, we operate lean, not much cash to burn. Not that we have cash.
So, long before this generative AI, parang we were already working with machine learning, diba? Our company was already starting and working with data science companies who help us develop a machine learning algorithm that essentially tells our owners, what needs to do in their cars at a certain mileage. But again, those are much complex features that we would like to have, of course, our platform. But even before we get there, we have yet to address ano ba yung initial, ano muna talaga yung features that customers will be willing to pay for. Kasi kahit anong bells and whistles, ang introduce natin dito sa platform or sa avid product. But if the customers are willing to pay for it, so that's the end of it. Diba? All right. That's the time we have with Kevin, the co-founder and CEO of AutoServed. Kevin, thank you for your time, and to our viewers and listeners, please do check out our website, www.autoserved.com. And if you're a car owner, download the app and find it in Google Play and App Store. And again, ladies and gentlemen, our lovely listeners and viewers, this is Kuya Mark, your mentor, and again, in another episode of Kuya Mark's Video Podcast. Until the next time, tara, biyahe tayo.